Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. This is our concluding session on Ashtavakra Gita, first two chapters in this retreat. The first chapter was an inquiry by the great seeker Janaka, where he asked that, "O teacher, I am not interested in the worldly things. It is enough. So what is my interest? Katham jnanam mamapnoti, katham muktir bhavishyati, vairagyam cha katham praptam, etad bruhi mama prabho." So this great king has done all these spiritual practices, karma, yoga, devotion, everything he has done. And he was very clear about it. Katham jnanam avapnoti, katham muktir bhavishyati. So unless we come to recognize our real nature, there is no possibility of freedom from this relative world. See? When this is said, it doesn't mean that we are condemning the other paths. But the purpose of the other path should be clear. Like Vedanta says, karmani chitta shuddhyartham. Karma is done for the purification of the mind. Purification of the mind is the mind which is free from the load of desires. Lesser the desires we entertain, purer is our mind. Then aikagryatham upasanam. Upasana, the devotion, is for focusing the mind on a given cause incessantly. That is the purpose, because the mind is going here and there and it is never available to us. So karma and upasana is done for this. What is the place for yoga? Yoga is only for disciplining one's life, not beyond it. But if we imagine that only the yogas or only the karma or only the devotion, then we are having incomplete understanding of the total spiritual path. See? And therefore, the student very clearly asks that I want knowledge. And can this knowledge come and how it comes? What are the requirements? And thereafter, what for you want knowledge? Because the bondage is born out of ignorance. Nobody has bound us. See, if you see the picture of Ashtavakra, he was crooked in 8 places. He could not even sit properly. If you see the picture in the today's world, that of Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi, Ramana Maharshi will never see him sitting in a particular yogic posture. His was a question mark posture. He used to sit like this thing. If you see Bhagwan Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he used to be in a totally not knowing also whether he is standing or sitting. Therefore, yoga has its place only up to the disciplining one's life. And it is for this purpose, yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi and sayyama. So unless the sayyama is attained, yoga is not fulfilled. And for that, unless we practice the first 2 steps, yama and the niyama, the do's and the don'ts of life. Yama is the don'ts and niyama is the do's. When they are strictly followed in life, then only the mind can be controlled. Otherwise, mind will be reacting or carrying the load of guilt or frustration in life. Then, the muktir katham bhavishyati, how do we attain liberation? So, the third factor which is required in one's life is vairagyam cha katham praptam. Oh teacher, kindly tell me, how do I attain dispassion? So the student had this clear understanding that liberation is possible only if we have these two wings to fly into infinite. One wing is that of the knowledge and other wing is that of the dispassion. If we have only dispassion and no knowledge, we will be moving in the circle and circle. If we have got only knowledge, giving lectures like me and writing books, but there is no dispassion, such a person only becomes erudite scholar but no experience. Therefore, for taking off into the divine, these are the two wings. So, dispassion and knowledge. And then only the mukti, the liberation is possible. So, this clear understanding the student had. So, unless we have this clear understanding, we are not qualified student for Ashtavakra Gita. If our mind is still running in the doing good to the society, doing good to the world, and then trying to help others and all that, we are still in KG1, KG2. We cannot go ahead. This was the clarity in the understanding of Janaka. In reply to that, the essence of the spiritual life was given by the teacher. Muktim ichchasi chettata vishayan vishavatyaja kshamarjavadayatosha satyam piyushavadbhaja. So he has told two things. First of all, dispassion for the worldly things, and second thing, cultivate your mind. See, before we have to cultivate the field, we have to go through a long process. We first of all make the ground little soft. In the hard ground, no seeds can be sown. And then all the unwanted stones or whatever is there, that is removed. Thereafter, all the weeds or the roots of the weeds, they are removed. Then if there is any kind of infection, etc. in the soil, that is taken care of. And then thereafter, the right kind of seeds are sown. Then proper irrigation, fertilization, and then only the crop comes up. In the same manner, first of all, we have to cultivate our mind. And what are the seeds we have to put in that mind? They are the Kshama, Arjava, Daya, Tosha, Satyam, 5 of them. So, the forgiveness, straightforwardness, compassion, contentment, and seeking the truth to the exclusion of everything else. After having given this principle, then the teacher started giving the instructions about our essential nature. And when this was going on, the student was totally, fully involved in that discourse. You know, it is something like this. When we saw some of the serials on TV or some drama, we get identified with one or the other character. And then if something happens to that character, we also feel very bad. So in the same manner, when the teacher was talking to the student Janaka, he was so much involved in listening that he clearly came to know, yes, now I know what you are talking about. It was nothing but about me. And then he gives the explanation, he gives the exclamation of his experience. Aho niranjana shanto bodhoham prakrute paraha etavantamaham kalam mohe naiva vidambitaha. I was unnecessarily suffering in this world under the influence of the delusion. Essentially, I am the peaceful experience which is beyond the limitations of the Prakriti, etc. And thereafter, he continued talking on his own experience. And in that experience, we have come in the verse 22. Naham deho name dehi jivo naham aham hichit ayameva hi me bandha asidya jivite spruha. So this first part we have seen, naham deho name deha. The body cannot be me and the body cannot be mine. We have forcibly accepted it under the influence of delusion. When these two things are rejected, the whole concept of life will change. Like, parents are miserable with reference to the children. They are not that miserable with reference to their parents. So we are simultaneously children to our parents and parents to our children. Now, out of these two personalities that we are children as well as parents. As children, we are not that miserable. But as parents, we are not happy. Now, what is the reason? The reason is parents we accept as they are because there is no choice. And when we give zero choice, there is no agitation in the mind. See? But when it comes to our children, we start expecting 101 things and then we suffer. To come out of this, a very simple technique. Come to know that children are not born to us. Children are born through us. Because what we create for the children is only the body. The embodied is not created, the soul is not created by the parents. So it is something like for investment purpose, we have a property, a house, a flat, and that flat we give on hire. The flat may be purchased, created by us, but the tenant is not created by the owner. See, unless he is your son-in-law. So the tenant is not created, and therefore what the tenant should do in that house, whether he should eat vegetarian or non-vegetarian, whether he should watch the divine pictures or he should watch the terrible pictures, we have zero control over him. He has to live his own life. In the same manner, the embodied is someone different from the body. Once this principle is accepted, then the second thing will be valid for us. Jivo naham aham hechit. So if I am not the body, then I am embodied. Then what is the meaning of the embodied? What do we mean? So we are given a name. Name is soul. See? In Goa, if you go, there is one dish they prepare there. And first time when I went, I was very thrilled. And I like that dish very much. That dish is called as soul curry. I said, hey, you people are too spiritual. You prepare a curry out of the soul. So there is one soul curry. So, what is that soul? We do not establish the value of soul and start imagining and suffering in life. What is that soul? What do we mean by Jiva? It is here the Vedanta comes in. See? The spiritual march is from the individuality to the manifestation. This is the first step. Second step, from the manifestation to that which is manifesting. Now to understand this, take this example. Bulbs are individual. From the bulb we go to the light. So the light is the manifestation. And from the light we go to what is manifesting as light, to electricity. Now exactly the same is the path on our spiritual journey. First of all, we mistake ourselves to be the body. So we come out of that individuality, that I am the body. And from that we come to the next step called manifestation. Now the manifestation is called as Jiva or the soul. But we shouldn't stop there. Find out exactly what do we mean by Jiva. See? And then when we inquire properly, we come to know the jiva is not an entity which has entered the body and which will leave the body. Jiva is the manifestation. Like the light is the manifestation of electrical energy in the bulb, in the same manner, the jiva or the soul or the life or the mind is the manifestation of consciousness in the body. Now the question is, why the jiva is manifested only in the body, not in the stones and bricks? See, the answer is, when we stand before the wall, why don't we see our reflection? And if we stand before the mirror, why do we see our reflection? Is there any difference in us? In us there is no difference. Difference is in the wall and the mirror. Exactly the same way. Consciousness can express as mind, and thereafter the body alone can become the enlivened body. The consciousness cannot express as mind in the stones and bricks. And therefore there is no life shown in them. See friends, therefore the jiva or the soul is just a manifestation. Now if this soul is just a manifestation, it can neither have the individuality and therefore nor have the sin or the merit, because there is no individuality. See friends, but with this life, when we get identified and start associating doership, then all the sins and merits come. This example I gave you probably. When we, this particular thing I learned in a forest. I was, staying in some school, out of the way school, hardly anything around. Only wild animals. And the school was in the midst of that. After 5 o'clock, absolute darkness, no even electricity, only simple lights. So, one day when I was going, it was a little bit raining also, and loose, bricks were kept, so I had to step and go. The water, everything, absolutely wild area. And when I was going with my khadao, balancing on those, loose bricks, I stepped and my khadao stepped right on one small frog. And I couldn't stop it, otherwise I would have fallen. So naturally the frog died. When the frog died, I went to my room and then it started. If I feel bad, that means I have killed the frog. See? If the step was kept and that moment you cannot hold it back and therefore the frog died, if out of these two options, which option we choose? If we choose the option that I have killed the frog, then I am qualified for sins. And if I take it the other way around, I did not kill any frog intentionally, it just happened to be killed, and therefore there is no sin for me. Now this principle we apply in our life. See, when we are old, so in that becoming old, our contribution is zero. The body is automatically growing. We are not doing anything. We don't say that I am growing, every day, one day. No. It just happens. And therefore, growth is not a sin or a merit. Dilation is not a sin or a merit. Blood circulation is not a sin or a merit. Heart attack is not a sin or a merit, because their I is not associated. In the same manner, when we understand this jiva, who is this jiva? Jiva is not an individuality. And when we are not individuality, then our perception and interaction with the world will change. Like what? A child. When we see a child, suppose walking somewhere and he falls down, so what we do? We immediately run and help the child to get up. It's okay, never mind. But this should not be done in America. This should be done only in other part of the world. Why not in America? I'll tell you one of my friends' experience. It happened on the airport. You know, there was one lady and she was in front of him in the queue for, checking in. And my friend, he was behind. He is also citizen of the same country and that lady also seems to be from there. And when she was doing, her bag or something fell and everything was spread. Her passport, her paper, her money, her pen, her keys. So as a gentleman, just behind, anybody will help, is it not? So when he started helping, she shouted at him, "Don't touch my things, I'll call police." See, I. So strong. And because of this, the individuality becomes very strong. So, naham jivaha, I am not the individual. But it is just the Lord is expressing through me as He is expressing through everything. See, friends. And when this notion of jiva, the soul, disappears, you know what are all the things that happen? First of all, there is no arrogance of success in life, and there is no guilt of failure in life. Because I is not there. Then there is no celebration of gain and there is no mourning of the loss. Then there is no need for joy and there is no need to avoid the miseries. Everything becomes equal. See? Like when we see a movie on the screen, whatever good or bad is happening, we just watch time pass. Very nice movie. That's all. Nothing is happening there. See? That's why, I like those movies which are realistic. Not these movies which come. The movies like, the Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, or documentaries produced by BBC, that David, what is his name? David Attenborough. So those are something, the realities of life. Instead of seeing that, we see some fictitious novel and like that Harry Potter and all. As if the imagination of our life has not disturbed us sufficiently. So we go into super imagination. See, friends. Therefore, this jiva is not an individuality, it is just a manifestation. With that, when we live, dukkeshu anudvigna manaha, sukheshu vigata spruhaha, vitaraga bhayakrodaha, stitadihi muni uchyate. Such a master, he is no more influenced by the joys and sorrows and he is no more attached to the comforts of life. Because stitadhi, his wisdom is steady. In life, what is the most valuable thing is steady wisdom. Whether we can sit in a particular posture or not, it makes no difference. Whether we can go and climb the mountain or not, it makes no difference. Whether we can read Sanskrit or not, it makes no difference. What is important is our wisdom steady or not? And how do we know whether the wisdom is steady or not? The teacher says in Gita, Gatasuna gatasuscha nanu shochanti panditaha. The person with the steady wisdom is never miserable. See how simple it is. That's why, remaining happy is the highest spiritual practice. Whenever anything is told simple way, we feel, oh, nothing like that, Actually, what you should do? You take this leg on your neck and stand on one leg. And then, really, you have done great. And then we, yes, I show to the whole world. I can stand. See? That cannot be wisdom. See? What is important is, under any condition of life, if our wisdom is steady, we will never get disturbed. See, these are the two things. Physical anomalies, such as, dysentery, diarrhea, flu, temperature, and a heart attack, kidney problem. These are belonging to the matter. It can happen to anybody. It has nothing to do with your wisdom. But when the mind is influenced, then it is a disease. Because the masters are no more living as body. They are living as consciousness through the mind. And therefore they are also not living as mind. And therefore the anomalies of the minds, such as depression, frustration, and this is not possible for any man of steady wisdom. See? Gatasu na gatasuscha nanu shochanti panditaha. Panditaha, the wise man with steady wisdom, no anushochanti. They never become miserable because anushochanti. Because of what? We are miserable. Ignorant people are miserable because of two things. One thing is, when somebody dies, they are miserable. Not only that, they are also miserable when somebody doesn't die. See, gatasu na gatasuscha. So the wise person is never miserable in life. And this is what ultimately counts in life. See? Therefore, neither I am the body nor I am the jiva. If I am not the jiva, how there can be miserable entity? Then, aham hi chit. I am the pure consciousness expressing through the body as the life, but never get influenced either by the body or the experiences of life. This statement is made as if by the electricity. Electricity says, neither I am the light nor I am the bulb. I am pure electricity. In the same manner, whether the body is or not, whether the life is or not. Aham hi chit. I am this consciousness. Ayameva hi ve bandhaha asidhya jivite spruha. This was my bondage, now I realize. Because he has asked the question, how do I get freedom from the bondage? He said, now I have discovered what was my bondage. My bondage was both ways. I want to live or I want to die. I want to live is because if the body dies, I will die. I want to die because once the body dies, all the problems are over. And thus only body identification can induce the thought of living long or dying early. See, therefore, I am not very much in favor of health all the time. We should be healthy, no doubt about it. But health cannot be the goal of life. Similarly, longevity cannot be the goal of life. What will we do by living long? Those who are lucky, they die early. See? Otherwise, we live long and suffer and make everybody suffer around us. See, friends. Therefore, more than living long life, what is required is how quality our life is. You know, the story goes about Bhagwan Shankaracharya. His parents had no children. They became sufficiently old those days. So they were doing the upasana of Lord Shiva. So in that Shiva temple, when they were doing the puja, etc., at night they slept in the same temple. And then next morning when they got up, the wife told the husband that Lord Shiva told me he will be born to us as a child. And he also asked that you want a child with a long life, an average ordinary one, or you want a child extraordinary but living a short life. So the husband said, what did you ask? I asked him the second one. May he live short, but he should be a quality child, not 12 to a dozen. Then the husband said, I also had the same dream. And this is how Bhagwan Shankaracharya was born. So when he was at the age of 8, that time he wanted to take sannyas. The mother refused. Meanwhile, his father also died. So when he was taking bath in the river, then a crocodile came and caught hold of the feet of Bhagwan Shankaracharya at the age of 8. That time he says, Mother, please allow me to take sannyas now. Anyway, I am dying, so allow me to take sannyas. Sannyas is considered to be the most pious and highest station in life. See, it's not just meant for decoration. So the mother said, anyway, this is your last wish. I can't say no, take sannyas. The moment he is given permission by the mother, he takes sannyas by his own thought, and that very moment the crocodile leaves him. And he was supposed to live only for 8 years. And when he takes sannyas, he lived up to 32 years. 4 times. See, friends. Therefore, simply living long life cannot be the purpose of life. Life must have the quality. So, naham deho na me deho, jivo naham aham hichit, ayamevehi me bandaha, asidya jivite spruha. This was my bondage. I wanted to live long in this world. For what? Who cares? There was, once one journalist from some newspaper in India. That time I was pretty young. Must be about 30 years before. So she came and asked me, Sir, I want to take your interview. I said, start. No, I'll prepare the questions and then you can prepare the answer. I said, I don't do that. You start right now or no interview. You get prepared. I don't require preparation. Okay, she started asking. Every question she asked, she got disgusted. Finally, she said, will you give a straight answer at least to one question? I said, I have given straight answers. You are crooked, what can I do? Then, last question. How do you want to leave your footprints on this world when you leave this world? She thought she has asked a very nicely worded question. I said, first of all, my dear, you will die. I am not going to die. So you will not be able to see my footprints. No, don't say that. I said, yes, when you ask about my death, I predict your death. You will die before. Then I told, Those who walk in the mud, they only leave the footprints. Those who fly in the air, they don't leave the footprints. See? Who wants to know us when we do not want to know ourselves? What a joy it is. What the world will think about, who cares? Upanishad says, Sasyamiva martyaha pachyate, Sasyamiva jayate punaha. Like the grass we grow, and like the grass we perish. All of us know about our parents. Some of us may know about our grandparents. Very, very few may know about the great-grandparents. Beyond that, was there anybody? Not a single thought passes in our mind. The same is going to be your and my story. But we want to live long. And we are going to finish in this world. So what do we do? Then two supports we take in life. One support is a form. So make one's own statue before death and do the inauguration. In India, this happened. There is one minister, chief minister. She made her own statues spread all over the state, and she herself will go and inaugurate and put a garland and show the lamb, her own statue. Can there be more foolishness than this? So I want to remain immortal. And the second way, we want to continue to live in this world by way of having our name everywhere. See, I am ready to donate money for this ashram provided you give my name to the ashram. See, Swami Anubhavananda ashram. Then I give money. Thus, we want to be immortal, either in form or in name. This is our bondage. See? Ayame vahime bandha asidya jivite spruha. I have this, I had, not have. I had this longing, I should live long, I should live long. See, I told you the other day, the Mahatma, the great master, to whom I owe everything in my life, he was born to his parents after a great prayers and tapasya done by his grandfather in Vrindavan. He did a lot of tapasya there to have the grandchild, and the grandchild was born, and therefore he was named after the same God because of whose blessing this child was born. And this grandfather was a great astrologer. Immediately seeing all the things, he prepared the chart and he was shocked. This child cannot live more than 19 years of age. Nothing can make him alive beyond 19 years. So at the age of 12 or so, he was married, that child. And by the time he was hardly 13, 14, he already became father. By the time he was 15, he was father of 2 children. And this was known to him that why they married him so early, because his life is only up to 19. And then he ran away from the home and went from one Mahatma to another Mahatma. Please save me, I don't want to die. Please save me, I don't want to die. And everybody told, we cannot help you. Anybody who is born has to die. One thing we can do for you, and that is remove the fear of death from your mind. We never suffer because of death. We suffer because of the fear of death. So that fear of death I can remove. And then he started studying Vedanta. And when he was thus established in this knowledge, who was supposed to die at the age of 19, exactly 4 times He left the body when he was 76. Like Bhagavan Shankaracharya, destined for 8 years, he lived for 32 years. He was destined to live for 19 years, he lived for 76 years. And yet, till the last moment, he was free from any attachment involvement. He was like, Google of wisdom. In today's words, Mahabharata, Bhagavad, Ramayana, Puran, Upanishad, Sanskrit, any topic you say in the world without referring any book, he used to quote. As if everything is contained in him, as if he was having a blue chip. Click it and see. Therefore, this is the bondage. Jivite spruha. I wish I had lived long, I wish I had died early. No. Let the life be lived. Nobody dies and nobody is born. Come to recognize this. Aho bhuvana kallola vichetrairdrag samuthitam mai ananta mahambodhau chittavate samudyate. It is a great wonder that innumerable varieties of waves of creation are appearing on me. So many creations appear and disappear. It is exactly like the dreams that we see, so many dreams we have seen. The dreams appear on the mind and disappear. Again they appear and they disappear. Like the waking appears and disappears. The only difference between the waking and the dream, we imagine that the dreams are temporary for a few moments and they are changing. Waking is not changing. Friends, everything in this world is constantly changing. We are not able to perceive those changes. It is something like, a girl, 3 years, 4 years, when she is growing, she never understands she is growing. When somebody comes, oh, she has become so big, she will never understand she is grown up. In this manner, this whole world and multiplicity is constantly appearing on me and remaining for some time. Chittavate samudyate. When it is happening, when the mind is agitated with thoughts and desires, then the whole world comes up. And when the thoughts and the desires disappear, everything goes back. See, friends. On this particular theme, work a little bit. When we desire something, immediately the things start changing around us. See? Otherwise, why the things will change? A young boy, healthy, intelligent, well studied, no problem, happy. One thought enters. What a life without a wife. Thereafter, the whole thing starts changing him, around him. And unless he gets that experience, and then he starts suffering. I wish I had not married. See, chittavati samuttite. The chittavat is something, in the Sanskrit, this is Sanskrit term, it's like, the gas trouble. Chittavat means gas trouble. You know what is the gas trouble? There was an old teacher in a school. And he used to sit in the teacher's room. And all other teachers also used to correct their own, books for the students' correction and all that. And new teacher joined, young boy, hardly 20, 21. And he was sitting next to this old teacher who was due to retire. And he had a lot of gas problem. Every now and then he will emit gas. So this young teacher who saw him for the first time, he looked at him. So he said, my dear child, what can I do? I have got gas trouble, So the young teacher said, uncle, you don't have gas trouble. Gas you have, trouble we have. Chittavate. This is the gas trouble in our mind. Comfortably, happily live. No. I think we should do this. Everybody do like that. Suddenly, sometime a thought comes in the mind. I think we should change the curtains. The same curtains are here for so many. Curtains are hanging innocently. No problem there. But one virus goes inside. I should change the curtain. And unless they are changed, you are not at peace. See? Suddenly, I think we should change a car. New car has come. Like the phones come to me. I have never purchased a single phone in my life. But one or the other latest phone which comes in the market, it has to come to me. So, we keep on imagining new things and the whole world is born. Therefore, aho bhuvana kallona vijitra idrak samutitam mai ananta maham bodhau chittavate samudyate. And then, mai ananta maham bodhau chittavate prashamyati. And when all these desires and worries and frustration, when this is totally quietened, then everything disappears. And here the teacher gives a very beautiful simile. He says, Abhagyat jiva vanijaha jagat poto vinashvaraha. So, jiva, the souls, they are like the traders. You must have seen the other day near Wembley, I went to see that flea market. And in that flea market, so many traders come. I enjoy going to this place. It's a great fun, nice time pass. So, the various traders come and they have their tent, everything, all the things are there. And people start moving and all that. And then suddenly it starts heavily raining to such an extent that all their business, everything, people run away, they had to close. Oh, this time it was a total loss. In the same manner, the jivas, they came in this world to do the business of earning happiness. They struggled hard, invested a lot. And when this market closes, everything is lost. There is nothing left. When the jiva disappears, the world disappears. See? But the substratum, the pure conscious existence, continues to be as it is. Therefore, when the winds of thoughts quieten in me, the infinite ocean of consciousness, these unfortunate traders called as the jivas lose everything in their boats of body, get sunk in the ocean. In other words, when their body falls, their whole samsara disappears. See, the other day I was somewhere, one person phoned me, Swamiji, my father was a great fan of yours and he was very studious and all that. I said, yes. Then what? Now he has hundreds and hundreds of books and we don't know what to do with that. We just want to throw away everything and clean our house. So we thought instead of throwing it anywhere, will you like to have some of them? When he was alive, if anybody will ask any particular book, no. Keep it. See, friends. Therefore, the whole cinema, joy, sorrows, achievement, failures, everything disappears when the body falls. Everything is over. See. There was a great Mahatma. He was very strict disciplinarian, a great master. And it so happened, when he left his body in USA, his body was brought to India. And I was involved in receiving the body and doing everything further. So when his body was brought in Delhi, for seeing darshan for the people, the body was taken out of the casket and kept on the ice slabs. Otherwise it will get rotten. It was kept like that. Now the one who was so strictly disciplinarian, this much of indiscipline he will not tolerate. And there he was kept with support this side, support that side, so that he doesn't fall down, and with great tying down, kept like this. So that time I didn't cry. What came in my mind was only this. Where is the discipline? Where is I versus you? Where is mine or yours? Everything is gone. Because the life from the body has disappeared. See? Every day when I hang my shirt or jacket, I look at it. Now this jacket is without body. See, it is just hanging, no life. But when it was on the body, when the body is moving, the jacket is moving. Aha! The jacket started thinking, I am walking, I am moving. And when the body goes out of the jacket, exactly the same way. When the embodied leaves this body, then the body. See, friends, who are we? None of the possessions, nor the body, nor the achievements, nor I, nor you. We are the divine principle which is supporting everything and everyone. Mai ananta mahambodhau ascharya jiva vichayah udyanti dhvanti khelanti pravishanti swabhavataha. In me the ocean of bliss. It is a great wonder of wonder. Millions of waves of the souls are rising up. See? Like on the ocean, so many waves come and go, come and go. In the same manner, on me the conscious bliss, the ocean of conscious bliss, the waves of the souls are udyanti, they are born, dhvanti, they fight with each other, khelanti, they play, and pravishanti, and they go back to me again. When one wave goes back, is it the same wave will again come out? When a pot breaks, will the pot space go into another pot? When the light becomes fused, will the light from the bulb will go to another bulb? See, friends, this is only an appearance without any existence. It is like the wrinkles on the cloth. That's why that is my most favorite meditation practice. Every time I do ironing to my clothes, my attention is now there are wrinkles. What are the wrinkles? We call them wrinkles, but are they wrinkles? If they are, so when we move the iron box, they should be seen somewhere. They are not seen. So where they have gone? Think, friends. Therefore, this whole world, starting from the body to the jiva, etc., is merely an appearance on the divine that I am. And in this manner, swabhavataha, this is incessantly going on and on and on and on. Waves don't come from outside. All the waves are in the ocean. They come out, they go back. They come out, they go back. When the more waves are born, there is no burden for the ocean. When all waves quieten, there is no loss for the ocean. This principle, which is beyond the gain and the loss, is my essential nature. Thus was the proclamation of the great student, Janaka, the great king. With this, we conclude the second chapter of Ashtavakra Gita, and this as an introduction. Now you can take up the study of, only there are now 18 chapters remaining. So those 18 chapters you can study on your own and be like Janaka. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purna पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि